You're Galileo's 5th graders. And you're listening to West Data Podcast.
First of all, the Unified Champions program is an amazing program, and a lot of schools are doing it. It's not just us. So there's a lot of great people out there doing it. And like you said, it's not about recognition. I don't think anyone who works in the special ed world is all about recognition. It's about creating something for these kids so they can have a great experience.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the West Ada Podcast. And today's conversation is all about Special Olympics, our special education, our special education departments all across West Ada. But at Mountain View and Eagle specifically, they're doing some really
great
cool
things. And incorporate, not just staying within the realms of special education, they're incorporating the whole campus and really building some great friendships.
It is really cool. We have Jennifer Crowl from Mountain View. She actually helped found the Club Unify program at Mountain View back in the day. And it's just been a great impetus throughout the district. And Scott Deck,
and he'll say it. I mean, he says it in there that they're trying to model what Mountain View does because they have such a phenomenal program. And so they're really doing some great things all across the district.
So cool. And they are doing that. And then he and some of his students just went to Washington, D.C. to be honored by Special Olympics there and got to meet lawmakers. And then the Student Pulse section this week is two of our athletes and partners from Mountain View as well.
Mountain View, yes, Calvin and Mitchell. You're definitely going to want to watch the Student Pulse section of this podcast. And it just brings it all together.
Well, and just seeing the relationship, the relationships that are built between people with and without intellectual disabilities, it is so cool what's happening, and it's really cool how that's affecting the culture in our schools. Yep. So anyway, we are so thrilled that you're here. Enjoy the conversation.
Jennifer Crowl, Scott Deck, welcome to the West Ada Podcast. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's fascinating to have both you guys here. Yeah, I've had a chance to talk to both you all in the past. And so it's just fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And you've gotten to meet them before, but I've always been curious about unified sports, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So, Jennifer, will you kind of give us a background? You're at Mountain View High.
Right.
And you started the Unified Sports program there, correct?
Correct.
Why don't you share about
2009? You've been there since is that what you said? Been there a while.
Been there a while.
I love it.
Just a few years.
So, few. So about 2012, we had a student who played for Special Olympics on a unified community team.
Okay.
And she learned through them that they were starting a program through the schools called Project Unify.
Yeah.
And so then from there, she really wanted to start it at school. She went to our admin, reached out to them, said, hey, can we start this club? They're like, let's try to find somebody who can work with you.
So amazing.
They reached out to the staff, and I'm like, I have coached for many, many, many years because I have a brother with an intellectual disability, and I've been involved with him in Special Olympics since he was in middle school.
I love it.
So I'm like, I know this. And
been there, done that a little bit.
I don't know the school stuff, so we figured it out together. She was able to recruit so many of her peers, and then because I was in the special education realm, I was able to
kind of
recruit
and
our students with intellectual disabilities into the club. So we worked together. It was a perfect team.
It sounds like a perfect fit.
Yeah.
They couldn't have asked for a better advisor.
Yeah, I actually did a story with Jennifer a couple of years ago, and I remember now you tell me about that story, but I had forgotten. But just so you all know as listeners, I'll link to that story in our show notes so you can kind of see that too, and just some of the partners and the way the partners work. It's super cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
And Scott, I kind of jumped right in with Jennifer at Mountain View, but you're at Eagle High, and will you give our listeners just kind of an overview of what Unified Sports is and how it kind of works?
So Unified Sports is through the Special Olympics, and it's a program that it has many parts to it. And just this last trip we took, we learned a lot more of the parts that go along with it. But it's for students with special needs, intellectual disabilities, and it's creating an environment where you're tying in both the school into the special ed program, into the students with disabilities, and making it kind of immersing it together, merging it together, and meshing it together, and making it one. And it has the leadership component, it has the health component, it also has the sports component, which is the fun part that the kids get to do. And we kind of run ours through the adapted PE program. And our kids get involved. And what's been nice and similar to Jennifer is I think when you teach special education at the school, you get a lot of great peer tutors that come and help in the classroom. And then they want to be involved in, Unified Champions. And then what it does is it essentially builds a culture around your campus that's just inclusive and loving and kind. And our kids are rock stars on that campus. They truly are. And it's probably the same at your campus. And I mean, I could say I've been teaching for 25 years, special education, and I know their school is very similar. The culture is, in the 25 years, it's just changed. And
Sure.
It's pretty just impressive to watch.
Well, I think what's really kind of cool for me, and I've been able to, again, talk to both of you guys kind of away from here, obviously, but to see how the athletes, and the terminology, so there's Special Olympics athletes, and then they have partners as well, but to see the relationship that those students build together. Jennifer, can you speak to that a little bit? Like, what's it like to see those students build those partnerships and relationships?
Well, first of all, with us, we try to give them as much time together as possible so they can build those relationships.
Yeah.
And that also includes things that are outside of school. So we'll go to games together. We'll support the Mavs, of course. And then, but we'll go to BSU games. We'll go to College of Idaho games. We'll, try to connect it together with the sport that's going on during that time.
Sure.
So they can build these relationships outside of the school.
So in a different setting. And
totally different setting.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we have these kids who are being invited to birthday parties that they would have never been invited to before. And, it is really cool how there's a huge climate change at your school when you do this program.
Well, you could absolutely see it. Ken and I had the opportunity to speak with two Mountain View students.
Yeah.
And Scott, you said they're kind of like rock stars on campus. And that's exactly what they were saying. Like you walk through campus and they get high fives and fist bumps and everybody knows them. And Jennifer, the same thing that you were saying about building that relationship, the students were telling us that it's like family. They're such good friends that they've become like family. It's really special.
Yeah, we've had students get invited to homecoming with groups and prom and just bowling outings, just randomly, not set up or planned, but it's just they become friends and they want to include them. And I mean, that's what you want, right? And if you're a parent of a student with special needs, and to have your student be invited out with everyone else to go do stuff.
Heck yeah!
I mean, that's the culture that's being created through this program, and it just permeates throughout the school. And the kids are wonderful. I mean, the next generation of students coming through, I know sometimes they get there's some great kids coming through, and I really, I see it every day, just in what we do. I know she sees it, and so it's pretty exciting.
I mean, both of you guys have been doing this for a while. I mean, Scott, you've been doing this for 25 years, like the last 4 or 5 years at Eagle. Why do you do what you do? How gratifying is it when you see those relationships get built?
I think that's ultimately the biggest part of the job, right? Is you're going to have these kids for a short window of time, and then they're going to go on, and the biggest part of their life is going to be in the adult world and the skills that they have and understanding what they're going to need to do and having the support. But for me, I started this a long time ago, and I had a teacher in college. I was on a track to do physical therapy, and I'm a kinesiology major and master's, and that's where I was going. And I had an elective in an adapted PE class. And that's when I took a left turn to Albuquerque and ended up in special ed. Loved it. And,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And ended up, and now we're 25 years later. They always say there's that 3-year window that you either stay or you quit.
Yeah,
and
make or break, right?
And so, and part of it is, I just love the kids. I love what I do. I love coming in every day because it's always different. There's always something fun.
Yeah.
I get to meet great peer tutors and students that aren't in the special ed program as well. And then I coach the baseball team. And so we're able to kind of tie all the sports in and just kind of make it, I think if you're a teacher on campus, yes, you teach and that's important. But the culture part is, I think, now more than ever really important in,
So
in
cool.
developing that and helping out with that.
It's so cool.
Special.
Yeah.
Jennifer, Mountain View has a special recognition that they earned and you all earned in 2022. You want to share about that?
Yeah. The first time was actually in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote that wrong, so that's not
It's
Katie's bad. That's my
okay.
bad.
It's
But
all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. That was a huge honor for us to get a banner in our school. Absolutely.
And that was for what was that title?
It's called
The
we're National Unified Champion Banner School.
Awesome.
Which is a big darn deal in the world of Special Olympics.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
They had piloted the program in 2017. And then when we found out about it, we were like, wow, we're doing all this stuff. Let's apply for it. And we do. We have to apply for it. And we have to show them all the things that we have been doing for the past 4 years, basically. So, and then it renews every 4 years. So right now we're going for our three-peat. So three-peat.
How gratifying is it to you to go from like just starting this thing out in 2009 and then in 2018 you're like, holy cow, we're rocking this. Is gratifying the right word? What's that feel like for you?
Gratifying.
Or is it just cool?
For me personally, it's kind of like relief because we're to the point where it's sustainable and it's just kind of taken on a life of its own. And while I do put a lot of work into it, I know that the students coming in and working the program and everything, they're just going to continue on with it.
Yeah.
And it's a relief for me knowing that it's going to continue on even if I leave or retire or whatever,
The framework's in place now.
It's set.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I kind of want to pick up on the thread that Scott just mentioned because I've done a couple of stories with each of you, and I'll put those stories in the show notes. But in both of those stories, I've talked to high schoolers who weren't intending to go into special education, and then they end up going, holy cow, I want to make this my career.
Yeah.
Can you talk to that, Scott? I mean, what's that like for you?
I've had 3 of my peer tutors. 2 have already graduated and 1's graduating this year that have figured it out along the way. And, I think, and you probably are the same, and we're trying to be like Mountain View. So we're going to get to apply for that this year, but they're the role model.
There's so many
great
people, great programs in West Ada that are doing this well, but yeah, I mean, both of you guys are doing it well.
But we have kids that just, sometimes we'll get kids that might be struggling at school, struggling with social, emotional stuff. And then they put them in our class as a peer tutor, and it really gives them an opportunity to shine. And I've seen such a transformation in a lot of kids that have been just maybe not fitting in the right place, and then they plug them into our class, and they help students that we have, and all of a sudden the confidence, and some of them find their way. Like we've had several kids find what they want to do for a career and for a living, and that's really satisfying. I mean, I think it's pretty amazing, and to just watch that happen. As an educator, especially in the special education, those are the victories victories along the way that you enjoy. Yeah. So
now, how do you recruit? Do you always have the right number of students who are the athletes, and then what are they peer?
Like an even number?
Yeah, an even number.
No.
Yeah.
It can be whatever, right?
Yeah. It could be all over the place. And not all of our students participate in every sport. So, I mean, they can pick and choose what they want to do. They're not all required to do all 6 sports that we offer because that's a lot. They have their own high school sports to do. And we totally understand that. They have their own clubs that they're doing. We totally get it.
Sure.
We want everybody to do what they want and support them in that. But yeah, the numbers can be crazy all over the place. But our students are really good at, we kind of pre-register for sports at a few weeks ahead of time so we know where our numbers are. And then I put it out to our leadership group and say, okay, you guys, we really need some more partners here. You guys need to step it up So
step your game up.
right? So they'll go out there and they'll recruit. And same with our students in special education. They're also in leadership, and they will go out and, I think I probably did about 6 or 7 applications just last week for Top Golf. So, so you just...
It's a thriving program.
Yeah,
You do, or you
absolutely.
Well, it's kind of funny. It's funny because I've been working for West Ada now for about 4 years or so, but I always go back to my knuckleheadedness, if that's a word, of being a parent. Like I remember going to Mountain View games and or some of my kids' games or whatever, and at halftime there would be a Club Unify game or whatever, and I'm like, holy cow, what's going on? And I guess where my question is in this, what do you all need from the community? How can the community be better involved with you all to keep building the cool things we're building in West Ada? I mean, Scott, do you have any thoughts there? Like, what does that look like?
Community involvement's important, and I think when we have these events, getting people out there, and even this next one, we're doing the track and field one.
Oh yeah,
when we're planning now, and there's a lot to plan with that. You guys ran a great one, but trying to get food trucks and we invited our congressmen and senators to come when we were in DC, so there might be some of those coming, and just trying to make sure there's that support, when then trying to figure out who we can get in there to help run the event, the announcing, the everything. It's just those kind of things really help run it smoothly, but it also lets people see. It just brings the community together when you have those events. And so, and it's always, fundraising's a big thing for us. So you have to do that in order to provide the opportunities. And Special Olympics does a great job, but at each local school, you have to do that. And the more schools that have the Champions program, it just makes it a better environment. We go to some of these tournaments and there's 4 or 5 teams, maybe more, but the more schools that can start incorporating it, it just makes it for the kids meet friends and
friendships build,
and then it goes to life after high school, right? And that ties that into community. There's community sports. There's all kinds of stuff that go beyond. And the more you can build that program out at these different schools, it just creates an environment for them to thrive years beyond high school.
Well, and I don't want to. Sorry, you just mentioned DC, so I apologize. I want to pick up that thread too. Yeah. So and I'm going to link that story in the show notes. Yeah. But you just got back from Washington. Can you just briefly kind of talk about that experience?
It was really cold. Yeah. It was 8 degrees when we got there. It was 8 degrees. But I will say we took one of our partners and one of our athletes.
Yeah.
And we went there, and I didn't know what to expect, and it was amazing. It was that whole weekend. The whole week was just for Special Olympics. So everyone's in red.
Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill. And I think for congressmen and senators and their staffers, it's probably one of the best weeks of the year for them, especially as they're dealing with all the stuff. There was a lot of funding stuff going through.
Of course.
They're stressed out. And then in comes, Nathan Alexander, our student, and reads his speech. That just was unbelievable.
Such a cool kid.
Yeah, and our partner. And then they get to hear every state is represented, and you meet. And we actually, for the first time, we got to meet every single one of them and sit down. And usually it's their staffers. But we met all the congressmen, all the senators. Took pictures and just got to talk. And you're sitting at a table. I'm like, wow, a week ago I was in my classroom talking to Senator Crapo. And I'm seeing all the people you see on TV. And it was neat. And we got private tours of Capitol. And, just what an experience. And an honor to kind of represent Idaho. One of the days we actually got to go, we were chosen as one of 4 states to go to the Department of Education, who they're the ones who kind of put the funding out for Special Olympics. Sure. And so we got to kind of share our story with a couple other states in that, and that was pretty neat as well. So I think, as an experience as a whole, it was just amazing, and the 2 students we had with them were the stars of the show, and we got to kind of just sit back and say, wow, that's pretty cool, and have that experience, and then it kind of brings you back with a little momentum coming back.
Oh heck yeah!
And you just want to keep making it better, and you want to keep figuring out what other schools what they're doing great, so we can incorporate that. And
I'm never above stealing stuff. Like, who's doing good stuff? How do I do this too? Yeah.
Why not?
Speaking of great opportunities and travel, your students are headed to
Minneapolis.
In June. Do you want to share about that?
Yes, we are going to USA Games in Minneapolis in June for unified basketball. So
cool.
Yeah.
And how many will your full basketball team will be traveling?
10.
10.
We have 5 partners and 5 athletes. And
That's
they've been
cool.
practicing since basically July. So,
so cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
exciting. You'll have to
cool.
make sure
Yeah.
you keep us in the loop and how that
Oh,
goes.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, listen, I kind of wrapping up here. I just, but what? Listen, you all don't do what you do for recognition or any. You do it because you love it. But what would you like the community to know about what you do? What do they not know that maybe they should know, or just final thoughts as we're kind of wrapping up? Scott, what would you like the community to know?
I just think that first of all, the Unified Champions program is an amazing program, and a lot of schools are doing it. It's not just us. So there's a lot of great people out there doing it. And like you said, it's not about recognition. I don't think anyone who works in the special ed world is all about recognition. It's about creating something for these kids so they can have a great experience. So I think that's a big part of it. And community support is really important in all that we do, whether it's funding, uniforms, things like that we need to do to create those opportunities. I think that's a big portion of it. And I think as a special education teacher, I think that's a whole other world. There's a lot of amazing teachers in West Ada and Boise and all the surrounding areas that just come every day doing, everything they can for those kids to make it a great place and make their lives better in some way, shape, or form. And in the end, in my opinion, I get more out of it than they do. And so
I love that.
And then when I bring my baseball players in there, or we tie in the football team to flag football, the track team to track and field, it creates the experience for them as well. And so, then they all at some point go out into the real world and hopefully take that experience and, do great things in the world for that. So that's in our small little portion of Idaho, we get to impact things in that way.
So cool. So good. Jennifer, final thoughts from your perspective?
I am just reaching out to our West Ada community. Middle schools, elementary schools, they can do this program. There is a program for each level. So we would love to see more and more schools get involved in this.
Do you mind if I put your email address in the show notes too, just so that West Ada folks can reach out? Would that be okay?
That is absolutely.
I just love that because what you guys are building, it is so darn cool.
It is.
Yeah.
When Washington D.C., we were at the table with 4 states. One of the states, it was represented by a middle school, and that's the next, I think, wave that we're trying to impact is the middle school area, because then it's a smooth transition right into our program, and it creates such a great environment and culture in that school. I think that's your point, is that, getting that involved, getting those middle schools involved would be great.
Right. Yeah. Why not start forging those friendships and relationships at the middle level?
Definitely.
That'd be cool.
Well, thank you both sincerely for what you do. It's just so cool what you're doing at your school. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, and you're definitely going to want to watch those stories
I'll put
that Ken
I'll put those
links
in
in.
the show notes.
It's going to be awesome.
Well, and this week's Student Pulse for you guys, don't go anywhere if you're listening, because this week's Student Pulse, Calvin and Mitchell from Mountain View are just amazing.
They are great kids, and they are part of this program, and they really give you the students' perspective on it. And you're going to see their love and joy and friendship just come right out of it. So stick around and watch the Student Pulse.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Go to YouTube, search West Ada School District, and like and subscribe today.
We are here with 2 awesome Mountain View Mavericks students. We have Mitchell and Calvin. Welcome for the Student Pulse section of the West Ada podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great to have you both here. This is very cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you for taking your time to be here and share with us. You 2 are teammates on the Unified Sports Basketball team at Mountain View, correct?
Correct.
And what did you think, Mitchell, when you first started kind of playing Unified Sports? What was your perception of it, and then did it change once you started?
When I started, it was kind of interesting because I started like a couple years ago, and it was just getting to know all of the Unified Kids and just getting to like make a bunch of new friends. And then it was kind of scary at the start because I didn't really know what I was doing, and now it's just like second heartbeat. Like I'll be there anytime, anywhere. It's always awesome.
That's really
good to
cool.
hear.
Well, Calvin, you're one of our Unified athletes.
Yeah.
That's the way it kind of goes. You're an athlete and you're a partner in the way that kind of Unified Sports works. What's one of your favorite memories from playing basketball or any other sports you really love?
Sports I really love is, well, the first time I saw Mitchell, I was kind of hesitant. And then I started to get out of my comfort zone and start making teammates for life.
Oh.
And it makes me really, really honored for letting me share this opportunity, one life opportunity of playing basketball to represent the state of Idaho.
That's so cool.
Why don't you tell us? Okay, you kind of just mentioned representing the state of Idaho. Do you guys want to share what you have coming up where you will be representing the state of Idaho?
In Minnesota, in June 19th is when we fly out.
June 19th in Minnesota. Okay, it won't be
From
that cold.
Boise-
It won't
I'm
be
at
that cold.
Boise
Boise
in
to
June. So
Oh, in Minneapolis. Where are you guys going to Minnesota? Where are
Yeah.
you going? Oh, that's so cool.
Where was it?
Well, but sorry to interrupt you, Calvin, but this is the national basketball tournament.
Yeah.
So teams from all over the country.
Yep.
How Mitchell? How pumped are you to be able to go and do that?
Oh, I'm so stoked. It's going to be awesome.
It's gonna be so awesome.
We're
guys.
practicing like 2 times a week now, and we're going to be ready to go, rock and roll.
The Mavericks are going to show up big time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Well, Unified Sports. I mean, I don't know, Mitchell. I mean, Katie's kind of already covered this, but what's it like to be on the team? What's it like? What's the culture like? I guess at Mountain View would be the question I would love to hear from you.
For our Special Olympics as like a whole, everybody is like always awesome and like always trying to put each other first no matter what, and
supporting each other.
yeah, just do everything we can.
I've been to some of those games at Mountain View. And like when somebody scores, Katie, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like when somebody scores, like the whole place goes nuts. And sometimes it's Unified games are happening separate, and sometimes they're during the varsity games.
Like the varsity games, yeah.
What's it like to play in those games, Calvin?
It feels like I'm on my toes and I'm like about to go into this like sports arena, and it feels really like jam-packed, and everyone wants to see the athletes and like cheer for like each team and have good like sportsmanship, and it's been like a dream to me. Like it feels like I've been involved with Special Olympics like most part of my life, and it's really like a second family to me.
When everybody starts cheering, what goes through your mind? Like, what's that
Like a fan
energy
group,
like?
like I'm a celebrity, and like everybody showed up just for me and just play my heart out.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Calvin, do you feel like Unified Sports has opened up opportunities for you to make more friends at
Yeah.
school?
Yeah. Yep. And it kind of feels like a second family to me because where I came from, back in like California, for example, my other high school that I moved out of literally had limits of I can't do this sport, I can't do this sport, I can't do this sport. And when my family moved to Idaho, it's like got an open chapter of this is life in Idaho, and I got to play a whole lot of sports, and let's go do it.
Oh, that's
and
really
I get
cool.
to meet Mitchell and all that, and that was really, really special for me.
I love it. Mitchell, what's it like to play with Calvin and the relationship that you guys have developed? What's that like for you?
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Like the whole team, it's just so fun to meet all of these people and just like know how positive everybody is about like just even if you're not even good at the sport, because I started out basketball this year. I've never played it before in my life, like ever. And now we're doing a lot better, and I'm starting to learn how to play basketball better. And they're like making fun of me every now and then, but
I love it. I love it.
Now,
I
are
love
there
it.
other unified sports
Oh.
teams, or is it just basketball at Mountview?
There's basketball, there's top golf,
There's
bocce ball, track and field. Am I missing anything?
There's
else?
flag football.
Flag football is the new one.
There's bowling.
Bowling.
So basketball is only for the nationals tournament
Yep.
that we got
Okay.
selected for, and
Okay.
then we have Club Unified at our school,
Yeah.
which
Sure.
does all of these sports.
All the sports.
Oh, okay. Now, Calvin, do you participate in other sports as well?
Yeah. I participate in bowling, top golf, basketball, flag football is the newest one, and what's the fifth one, Mitchell?
Did you track?
I did track. Yeah.
Well, do you have a favorite? Is there one that you're like
top
like,
three is basketball, top golf. No, wait, basketball, basketball, track and field, and flag football.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, I mean, the whole point of unified sports is getting people together with and without intellectual disabilities,
yeah.
right? So I don't know, Mitchell, what's that like for you to like to be able to develop those relationships? You've already said how awesome it is, but is there a moment from a game or a practice where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to forget that. I'm developing these relationships. Anything that, I know that's a hard question, but anything that stands out, like, holy cow, I'll never forget that moment.
I think just every single moment where like I make a new friendship with an athlete, like, because sometimes it's just really cool to make a new friend who will always love you no matter what afterwards.
Even if you throw the ball away.
Yeah, even if you throw the ball away, like they're
Stop
always
throwing
there.
bad passes,
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Chest pass, here, pass.
I love
It
that.
sounds like such an encouraging, positive environment.
It
Would you
is.
say it is?
It really is.
What this is kind of a hard question, but what would you guys say that you've learned about leadership and developing relationships with each other? Is there anything that you've learned about developing relationships, Calvin, that maybe you didn't know before sports?
Didn't know about sports was that we're so like a second family, like I just said, and it feels like we all support each other, and we play good teammates. We play good sportsmanship every single game we show up at, and we kind of support each other. So
That's awesome.
Leadership from you, Mitchell? Anything that's like this is a cool leadership lesson?
Yeah, I mean, I think just being able to help out in new ways of like learning how to help people and the ways that I can help them helps me grow in my leadership skills of trying to just understand others, I guess.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
helping people out.
What's
Yeah,
a big darn deal?
That is a big deal. Calvin, if there are some students who are maybe unsure about joining unified sports, what would you say to them?
I would just say to them, well, if you go to Mountain View like me and Mitchell, for example.
Go Mavericks.
Go Mavericks, by the way. Just go to Coach Jen, and like she'll take care of you. But if you go to a different school and you're interested in unified sports, I think whoever is your unified sports type of people, they'll take good care of you.
But would you recommend it to them?
But I would totally recommend come to Mountain View and
Have fun.
And win with Mountain View.
Win with Mountain View, or if not, try to win. But
Well,
yeah.
one of the things that I wonder about, that I'm curious about, is like you're playing, you're on the court, you're learning things on the court. How does what you all do through sports, how does that change the vibe at school? Does that change the vibe at school? What's that like? Does it, developing these relationships, does it change the vibe in the hallways and the rest of the school? What's that like for you?
I think it's kind of just like any other sport. Like you see your teammates off the field in the hallway, you're just like, hey, what's up? It's like just like your best friends
it's like
in the
your
hallway.
best friend in the hallway, yeah. Or it's like your little fan club.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
What, you
And
get
you-
like tens of high fives going
Tons
down
of
the
high fives,
hallway.
and everybody
Comes
says,
Calvin, high
"Hey."
five, let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. So
That's
it
really
feels
cool.
like everybody knows me. Like even though I go to Mountain View for like 3 years, everybody knew me, and like, yeah.
That's really cool.
If
That's
you-
really cool.
If you guys could describe unified sports in one word, Just one word. What would it be?
Mitchell, you go first.
The onus is on you, man.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about mine.
I'd say friendship.
Friendship.
I love that.
I'll say family.
Family
Like
and
a second
friendship.
family.
I love that. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time to come and be here because, we talk about unified sports, but to be able to hear it from your mouths, like I love the relationships and the cool things that you're doing. So I just really appreciate you both.
And we'll look forward to a follow-up after you go
After
compete
nationals,
in June. Yeah.
Go out there and rock it in Minneapolis. That's going to be so
Yeah.
cool. Have so much fun. And
It's a
we can't
weekend
wait
of
to-
fun, Mitchell.
It's gonna be a week of fun.
Yeah.
That's right.
Can't wait. Well, thanks for being here, you guys. Really appreciate you both for giving us just a quick glimpse into what unified sports is like. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Well, how amazing are those two students?
Yeah, and you can feel it. I mean, them talking about like fist
High
bumps and high
fiving.
fives in the hall and being family and stuff. It's just such a special, mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah, and I do hope that you'll take the time. I will. I'll link a couple of the stories that we've done in the past.
I'm gonna be watching them. I
Oh
can't
my
wait to
gosh,
see.
these kids, and we talked about it in the podcast, but these kids who are literally changing the course of their lives, like they want to get into special education. It's like, holy cow, what an amazing impact our programs are having here.
And just
at
building
NYC.
compassion throughout the campus. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very cool. Well, as always, thank you for being here. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon. If you listen on iTunes, please rate us and leave a review. You can also go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel there and watch the podcast if you would like to do that. As well, we've really built a nice library now
We have.
on westada.org/podcast. You can look at the different subject matters. We've got so many rock stars across this school district, and so whatever subject matter you're looking to look for, go check that out as well.
Speaking of subject
Yeah.
matter, we'll be talking about math and all the great things we're doing in the district on our next episode.
yes,
we'll
yes.
have Rhonda McDonough. She's our Chief Academic Officer of Teaching and
Yes,
Learning.
yes.
She's phenomenal. She's just such an asset to the district.
gosh.
And
She
then
is sharp.
an
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
outside partner
Yeah,
that our district's been working with is Michael McDowell, and he's an author, a teacher, a coach, and he's really bringing those math concepts to life for everyone. And so that should be a fun conversation.
It's funny, I don't think I told you this, but I was in a third grade classroom over at Meridian Elementary not too long ago, and watching those third graders as they were learning math and the way that they interacted with hand signs. I don't even know how to say it correctly, but the way they were interacting with the teacher, it was phenomenal. So I can't wait to have that conversation.
So different
with
than when
them.
we did it on stone tablets, right?
100%. Yeah, it's crazy. So,
Yeah, so it'll be
anyway,
fun.
yeah.
And as always, if you want to leave us a comment or suggestion or anything like that, please go ahead and email us at communicate@westada.org, and we'll be sure to get back to you.
Well, and just can't thank our guests enough for all of the amazing things that they're doing in our schools. Our special education folks are just rock stars.
Absolutely.
So anyway, well, as always, thank you for being here. Can't wait to see you for that next conversation. Until then, we'll see you soon.